with me.
Good quick hand here. Breach up against Singh. That's magical from Jess Breach with the footwork, looking to try and pace in down the line. Jess Breach steps inside. That is majestic from Jess Breach. The bonus point score. To Natasha Hunt with a charge down in the opening seconds. Mo Hunt charging down Ellie Green's kick.
Rowland fizzes one out again for Abby Brown. Very evident in the last few minutes. Oh, it's Emily Scour with a step on the bend, and there is the fourth try.
Casey, and then Daguda has managed to get the ball as it's come free, and this is a race to the line. There's a long way to go. Daguda is athletic. There are plenty of bodies coming across, but Daguda for the corner. Oh, what a score! Blackburn, oh, it's been picked out. It was brilliantly spotted by Lisa Newman, and she will race to the line for Sale Sharks. As the Chiefs look to come to the right again, oh, and it might have been the chance for the breakthrough. Emily Jeffries showing to the right and then careering under the post. It's brilliant from the flanker.
Jones again, what can she create here, the Wasp number 10. Wonderful dummy from Meg Jones, that's sublime. Meg Jones with the opening score of the game.
Snowsill wanting to put a little bit more depth on it than the bigger pass over the top, trying to encourage Kaylee Powell onto the ball, and then down the left-hand side is Jasmine Joyce doing what Jasmine Joyce does. Joyce in and out, going for the corner. Joyce has got her.
Big moment for Quins. This time they get the ball 5 metres to travel. Who ordered a steamroller to Twickenham? Welcome to LSUTV. We are here for the 8th round of the Allianz Premier 15s. We are live from Loughborough University. My name is Ellie May and I am once again joined by Sam Peters. How are you, Sam?
Good, thank you, Ellie. It's great to be back. Really looking forward to today. We thought the rain might hold off, but it's just started raining here, so expect a lot of ball on the ground and a really exciting match.
We are very glad to have you back. Right, Sam, today we are all here to see Loughborough Lightning face off against Sale Sharks, but let's take a look at some of the other matches we've got lined up for this weekend.
Yeah, Gloucester are playing Exeter, which should be a really good game. We've got Bristol against Wasps, which also proves it should be an excellent fixture. And then Wasps are playing DMP Durham Sharks. But the big blockbuster game is tomorrow, Saracens against Harlequins, something that really promises to be an absolute firework affair.
Some really good matches lined up there. It will be really interesting to see how Wasps get on against Durham Sharks after their dominating performance last weekend in round 7 against Sale Sharks. We have the highlights ready for you here.
Round 7 saw Wasps back at Twyford Avenue, where they hosted 9th placed Sale Sharks. The opening 13 minutes proved a real territorial arm wrestle before the visitors' hooker, Leah Lyons, was shown a red card for contact with the head during a tackle. Despite going down to 14 so soon, Sharks fought valiantly, and Giselle Mather's side only broke the stalemate in the 40th minute when Heather Kerr crashed over off the back of a driving maul to open Wasps' account. Flo Williams added the conversion, and the hosts led 7-0 at the break. Her opposite number, Sarah Law, was next on the scoresheet, slotting a penalty to narrow the gap and apply some real pressure to last season's semi-finalists. The women in black and gold responded immediately via Lucy Nye, after lock Sam Monaghan reclaims the restart, and a few phases later, the scrum half was able to snipe her way over for Wasps' second of the day. They stung again just moments later, and Kerr had her brace, proving unstoppable through contact and driving over to extend the gap to 14. Sharks flexed their own muscles and was soon camped out at the other end of the pitch, stretching Wasps' defence until halfbacks Jess Roberts and Law spotted an overlap and an awaiting Lisa Newman. The Welsh international didn't need asking twice and dotted down with ease for her 8th score in Sale colours. With 5 minutes to play, the visitors were attempting to exit their 22, but Monaghan had other ideas. The second row, fresh off making her Ireland debut this autumn, charged down Roberts' box kick and couldn't be caught. Wasps had their bonus point score, their 4th of the campaign, to the delight of those watching on in London. With the 22-8 victory, may the side remain right in the mix within a hotly contested mid-table. Sharks still sit 9th and on the hunt for a second win of the season.
So Sam, it was such a shame Leah Lyons getting that red card so early on. How do you think that impacted the Sale Sharks game?
Yeah, I mean, it's always tough when you're playing a player down even 10 minutes, but 70 minutes is just a totally different ball game. I think they did really well to hold Wasps to only 7 points in that first half. But, you know, we saw the resilience of their defence and, you know, they still scored, still got points on the board. So they've got a lot of positives that they can bring into this game.
Round 7 also saw a classic Allianz Premier 15s as Loughborough Lightning took on Gloucester Hartbury in what they called their best game of the season. Let's take a look at the highlights.
It is nearly complete darkness here at the Al Pass Arena. The floodlights are on and we are looking forward to what hopefully will be an absolute cracker. Gloucester Hartbury women versus Loughborough Lightning. Both of these teams, despite the form, despite the league table, will still think that the playoffs are available. That race for the top 4 is well and truly on. Good feet at the back, but Maxwell told to use it, and she does. So Rowland takes it to the line, then it comes out of the back. Oh, could be space here, and there is space. Great pace from Lingham towards the 22. The offload picked up by Rowland, who's going for the corner. It's a foot race with Underwood. And that is a fabulous score. Helena Rowland running away from trouble, running towards the corner. Underwood gave chase, but Rowland quick enough, composed enough, and Lightning strike first. We're there, but it's a good tackle by the open side flanker. Hold in front! And Rowland puts boot to ball. Now, got a heck of a bounce that. It's ended up with Mo Hunt, just as Emma Singh was lining it up. Here is a bit of space for Emma Singh into the 22, looks inside, finds the pass. And Gloucester Hartbury strike straight back. How's that for a response? Sarah Hunter throws the dummy. But still a couple of metres to go. Huge pass off the left hand. Goldthorpe goes one way, then the other. Gets around Rachel Lund and gets Lightning second. With Belial in behind her. Oh, little kick for the corner this time. Rowland puts boot to ball. Glorious take! And Georgie Lingham scores a screamer.
The front row try, really, but they give it to the 8, don't they?
Well, if they put more than one name on it, it'd be confusing, but this is Lark Davis territory now. And there she is at the back in the armchair. It's gone to ground. And it is Lark Davis. It is a bonus point for Loughborough Lightning. And with half-time beckoning, they lead 26-7. This has been their best 40 minutes of the season so far. Back here early in the second half. Like a George puts some air on it. One more pass, will it be enough? Rachel Lund over the line, gets the second try for Gloucester Hartpury. And they are on the board first in the second half. It had to come, and eventually it did.
And he was saying that to her, then he let her come in, and then she's straight in there going, what's she doing, what's she doing?
Well, Bethan Lewis goes for it. Bethan Lewis over the line. Third try for Gloucester Hartpury. It is game on, and Lewis does get the reward for her bravery. 19, Loughborough Lightning, 28. Rowland kicks that one into the night sky. But back Gloucester Hartpury come. They have controlled this second half. There's Tui Palotu, first carry. She's eventually tripped by Kabea. Dummy and go there from Buggy. Now one more pass might do it. Underwood. It's a bonus point try. It's a 4-point ball game. And Gloucester Hartpury edging closer and closer to the comeback. So a real defensive dynamo off for Loughborough Lightning. And oh, there it is. It's first base from the tap penalty again. It is 4 unanswered tries for Gloucester Hartpury, and they lead for the first time in the match. A Gloucester Hartpury going to have it snatched away in brutal style again. Loughborough Lightning closing in on a 5th try. A try that will put them in pole position for the victory, and they get it. What a response from falling behind. When the full-time whistle goes, it's Gloucester Hartpury 31, Loughborough Lightning 33.
What an absolutely amazing game that was. So Sam, what did you think of it?
Oh, it's absolute nail biter. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time, couldn't step away. I thought Loughborough had it in the bag after that first half performance, but obviously we saw Gloucester just working their way back into it. Loughborough not quite making the most of all their opportunities, but I think really important for them to get that big win. A bit of a momentum shift for the rest of the season, we hope. We'll find out. But yeah, absolutely electric game.
Now, as we enter round 8 this weekend, let's take a look at how the league table currently sits.
Yeah, we're seeing a really good battle for first between Saracens and Bristol, but it's those other top 4 spots that are really up for grabs. There's about 5 or 6 teams that have got their eyes on, that playoff place, which could make the rest of this season really interesting. Further down, we see Loughborough and Sale in 7th and 9th. Both teams hoping for a big result today to help them move up the table.
Amazing. It is all to play for. Earlier, we were lucky enough to have an interview with Sale Sharks player Laura Perrin. Let's see what she had to say.
Laura Perrin, thank you for joining us today. Big game, how are you feeling for it?
Excited. I think it's obviously the first time we've come back after we had a great win against them back at home a couple of weeks ago. So just excited to get the ball rolling, excited to get back on that momentum that we built against them last time.
Yeah, slightly different team to the one that beat them in the Cup, but a lot of new players signed at the beginning of the season.
They've all got a massive amount of experience. They all bring a lot to the squad, but also different things that they bring to the squad as well. So people are constantly learning, kind of upskilling themselves. So all in all, I think they're all really good additions and strong additions to the team to make us better.
Yeah, tough game against Wasps last week. Obviously 14 players down for most of the game, but brilliantly defended the entire time. How are we going to build from that into this game?
The opposition under pressure, just trying to see if we can lead them to make some mistakes, try and get into the game that way, and then capitalise them when they do make mistakes and trying to build on our attack, build our momentum to try and get into the right areas of the pitch to play. But obviously this game, we've got our own individual things that we're trying to focus on, different things that came away from the last game to focus on. So
Sam, who do you think are going to be the key players on both teams today?
Yeah, well, I think for Loughborough the easy answer is Helena Rowland. I mean, she's the playmaker, she's at 10, all the ball will come through her. We've seen, how electric she's been with the boot, both off the tee and in hand. Recently she has, been trying to go for a little bit more than maybe she should, missing touch off penalties a few times, but I think, we won't see any of that today, fingers crossed for her. But, she's got that sevens pedigree, just absolute change of pace, really, really wicked step, which just catches defenders off. So they're going to have to be, turned on, switched on the entire time. But for Sale Sharks, Lisa Thompson, I think, is going to be the difference maker. She, has just got back from Dubai from GB7s. We saw her play in the cup match actually against Loughborough a few weeks ago, where, she was really the difference maker for them, just tearing the Loughborough defence apart. So I think, definitely a player to watch out for.
And now Loughborough Lightning are yet to win a home game this season. How important do you think a home win would be for the girls today?
Oh, I think it will be vital. I mean, winning at home is just something all teams really need to do. Away games, you're never quite sure how you're going to travel, what the conditions are like, but normally the home games are the one you can rely on. They came so close against Worcester Warriors, last time out, couldn't quite make their opportunities stick. So that'll be something they'll look to improve on today. But I think Sale will definitely have this down as one they can win. Loughborough only a couple of places above them in the table, so should be an excellent game, I think.
Amazing. Thank you, Sam. Now we'll be right back with the action, but first let's take a look at what LSUTV gets up to. From me for now. I will be passing over to Sam Peters, who has hopefully made his way over to the commentary box. Hi, Sam.
Hi, Ellie. Thanks for joining us. If you're just tuning in, we are live on LSUTV for this Allianz Premier 15's Round 8 fixture between Loughborough Lightning and Sale Sharks. Now, I am delighted to be joined today in the commentary booth by Eloise Hayward. Eloise, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Now, you signed start of the season with Loughborough Lightning from Sale, but you played for Leeds Rhinos over summer.
Yeah, so I had a short stint at Leeds Rhinos in the Rugby League Super League season. Thought I'd just give it a try, double my hand in the different code, and really thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, and you played with a couple of the Lightning players, Fran Goldthorpe and Emma Hardy as well. How was that, playing with them before coming over and playing them with Lightning?
Yeah, so League's the first time I actually met Fran, and at first, we had a clash of personalities, and now if you see us on and off the field, the best of friends. Emma Hardy plays for York, so we've actually come against her in the Super League semi-final, which was really good and quite a tough game on its own. But lucky enough to beat them and get to the grand final. But known Emma Hardy for years and played with her at County.
Yeah, so what's it like getting to that grand final? I mean, obviously big affair.
Yeah, so I think for me, having been in the Prem final this May, I think, just been, was one thing. But then to be part of the grand final in the Super League was a completely different experience. Unfortunately enough, I got injured in the semi-final, so I couldn't play. But still to be part of that match day squad, be there at a record-breaking crowd at Headley Stadium as well, so a home game. It was just a surreal day.
Yeah, so obviously coming over from Saracens, has it been a big change or just a fairly easy transition?
It's been a really easy transition. The girls are the most welcoming group you'll ever meet. The facilities are here are next to none, and I'm loving the fact that coffee's a lot cheaper up this way.
That's the perks of being in the Midlands. Team sheets now, and we'll start with Loughborough Lightning. Rhys Edwards makes just 2 changes to the side that beat Gloucester Hartpury last week. Datisha Harper is out with a broken collarbone, meaning that Leah Bartlett comes in the front row alongside Lark Davies and Christine Belisle. In the backs, the other change, Sarah Svoboda, after her quick stint on the wing, naturally a flanker, but being a real team player there, she's out. Megan Gaffney comes back in. For Sale Sharks, 4 changes for them. Leah Lyons, obviously receiving that red card, as we saw. She's out for 3 games. This is her first game out. Molly Kelly comes in to replace her. Vicky Irwin comes in the back row for Georgia Paris-Redding, alongside Rachel McLaughlin and captain Beth Stafford. Jess Kavanagh comes in at 11 for Evie Tonkin, who took a knock against Wasps. And final change is Lisa Thompson back in the side following her stint with GB7s in Dubai. On the benches for both sides, Kath O'Donnell comes back into the Lightning side with Jess Weaver and Emma Hardy coming in for Georgia Bradley and Amy Ralph. And for Sharks, it's Molly Wright and Wales's Gwen Priest who come in for front row replacements, and Lizzie Duffy, Laura Perrin and Holly Borden as the back subs. Now Lizzie Duffy and Holly Borden, between them 5 tries against Loughborough in that cup game. That's got to be a lot of momentum for this Sale side.
Yeah, I think they're going to be taking that forward with them and think of the last time they've come out against us at home. But you never know when you change sides and it's a home game for Loughborough. Hopefully that momentum will swing in our favour. Yeah,
now this starting side for Sale, 8 of them new signings at the start of the season. Is that going to be, still a bit of teething issues, or do we think they'll be getting into their stride around now?
I think they'll be getting into their stride. I think Sale will have taken them under their wing straight away, and just especially with the likes of Katie McLean being DOR, I think she'd have just brought them in. They're already talented players themselves, so it's just adjusting to new teams.
Yeah, obviously Katie Daly McLean, recently retired from international, played for both Sale and Loughborough Lightning. She's such a big influence on the team. Yeah,
I'd say she's had a huge influence, and her recent stint at the Barbarians just a couple of weekends ago. So I think not only would they have enjoyed watching their DOR play, but to have all her knowledge and her experience at the club is exceptional.
Yeah, now both sides here taking the knee. Still such an important cause to be, really advocating for. Forgot about my words there. Yeah, advocating.
Yeah, absolutely.
Today's match will be overseen by Catherine Ritchie. Experienced referee, and you've had a lot of experience with referees. Yeah, I think being a 9 anyway, you can be a referee's nightmare or their best friend. I think we're like Marmite to them. Obviously in the opening round, I think many people have seen that video of me and Kath having a nice little chat at scrum time. Yeah. But then rectified myself the week after with Sarries. Indeed it is. Well, Sale will get us underway here. Will Sharks be able to take a bite out of Loughborough's top 4 hopes, or will Lightning strike back at them for their loss in the Cup? All the action here on LSUTV for the next 80 minutes as Sale get us underway now. Ball covered well by Helen Nelson and taken into contact by Sarah Hunter. Jenny Maxwell just waiting for them to come up before playing them forward. Rachel Malcolm taking on, but Loughborough now playing with the penalty advantage for offside as Helena Rowland clears her lines. Referee calling advantage over. Ball checks up like a little bit of a pitching wedge on the green. There's now Lauren Delaney takes this one into contact, trying to run her way around the Lightning defence.
I think she was trying to use the ref as a barrier then.
Use whatever you can to get an advantage as the forwards now taking it up for Sale. Scotland's Mari Grieve just marshalling her troops out the way before Katana Howard out wide. It's the flyer. Lisa Thompson, she's got a bit of space. Back inside, just knocked forward by Rachel McLaughlin. But, Sale finding space out wide early on.
Yeah, I think that's just a Tomo classic, really. That's shown us why she's that calibre of GB7s.
Yeah, excellent. Little bit of, where there's space, she'll find it. And that's just something Loughborough have got to keep switched on for the entire game. As we'll see their first scrum of the game, but Loughborough scrums in recent weeks really been dominant. When they were playing Worcester here last, ran the scrum for about 70 minutes. It just fell away at the end, but last week so many penalties off the scrum. Yeah, I think scrum time is something that the Lightning forwards have just been working on constantly. Whether they enjoy, going against scrummaging machine in the dark in the mud, but I think it pays off at the end of the day. Well, forwards are just a different breed. You won't catch me out there. We know. In the snow. Referee just making sure that both sides are set before this. Both captains, having a word with their pack, making sure that this scrum really sets the tone for the rest of the game. And Loughborough continuing their dominance of the scrum, moving this one forward, and referee, no hesitation. Loughborough, look what it means to them. You know how much they've been working on that scrum.
Yeah, that's just classic, really. I think Brad will be jumping up and down on the roof, happy with his forwards and everything that they've been working towards.
Speaking about, I think I can feel the building shake as now Helena Rowland, ball in hand, will look to put this one deep into the Sharks 22. Big chase from Georgie Lingham.
Great tap back.
Ball tap back in from the winger, Lisa Newman, as Lauren Delaney takes it up. Murray Grieve sending this one back to Sarah Law. Quick stutter step and straight out clears her lines. But an excellent bit of play from Lisa Newman to keep that ball in play.
Yeah, Lisa Newman, the Welsh international as well. I think I remember her amazing intercept try against Gloucester Hartbury last season. Absolute classic for any winger, I think.
Those are the dreams where you just pluck it out the air, run the pitch, Brad goes wide. It'll be Lark Davies to inject this one. Loughborough's top scorer and last season's top scorer in the Allianz Premier 15s. Quick ball off the top, Rowland, quick pop pass to Rachel Malcolm. Again, Sadia Kabea. Loughborough switch play, Malcolm out the back. Nelson to Rowland, quick little step, couldn't escape the defender. Hands in the ruck by Sale. The referee making it very clear, and Loughborough now with another chance to put this ball out of play.
I think Helena's stats talk for herself, that 81% kick in, that's kind of where you want your tens to be.
She makes no mistake this time, sticks it straight out.
Guys, time off. It's not still my comms.
I think you'd imagine here we might see a bit of a rolling maul from Lightning.
I reckon I'd happily put a 10 on it. Lark Davis try, back of the maul.
I don't think you'd get very good odds on that. Currently tied 4th in the top scorers in the Allianz Premier 15, but yeah, when a hooker's getting that many tries, you know it's down to the rest of the pack.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's not just that one player. It's the all 8 and sometimes the odd back you find in them all.
There we go.
We like to look like we know what we're doing and just help out every now and then.
Absolutely, I might just give a little shove.
As the the ref just receiving some tech help on that.
Right.
We've seen some big runs from Loughborough forwards early on. Rachel Malcolm and Sadia Kabea making meters.
Time on.
So it goes to Emma Wassell in the middle. As they get set, and now the rolling maul starts to move. Lightning with the advantage for Sale, bringing it down illegally, as now they're into the 5-metre channel.
New penalty advantage, not rolling.
And they'll get a new penalty advantage. Rachel Malcolm with a quick step, looking to make the most of that. Now it's Bartlett. Again, working towards the line. Jenny Maxwell goes digging. It's now Wassell. Over the line, Loughborough Lightning with the first try. Emma Wassell getting her name on the scoreboard, her first try this season. And what a start for Loughborough Lightning.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the girls are going to be buzzing on that, as you can see by the smiles on their faces. I think the last time Emma Waz's debut was against Sale, and I think she scored on debut. So, I mean, it must be a thing for Waz and scoring against Sale.
Yeah, Emma Wassell, incredibly sort of impressive player. 51 consecutive caps for Scotland. I mean, 51, any caps, 50 caps in itself is
but
impressive.
51 consecutive on its own is...
It's got to be a world record, surely.
I think we made it our own little, in our team meeting the other day, we made it our own Loughborough world record.
As Helena Rowland makes no mistake with that one and slots the extras straight through. 6 minutes played, and Loughborough Lightning lead 7 points to 0. And Sale, maybe not quite the start, but they've showed promise in those early attacking phases they had.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, we can't forget the break Tomo made just down the wing here. I think they're not going to just roll over and take that. They will, like you say, bite back.
Yeah, Tomo being Lisa Thompson, your player mind just popping in there. As Sale will get us underway again. Shorter kick this time. Sadia Kabea doesn't want to let that one bounce, covers it well, brings it over the halfway line, and well cleared out by Lightning. Hunter now looking for the offload, couldn't quite get it away. Knocked back by a Sale player. McLaughlin out to Howard. And now it's Tomo, a little bit of space, puts the kick over the top. Goldthorpe looks to be covering, and she'll just pick it up inside her 22. The Lightning players back quickly to get over that ball and secure it, as Jenny Maxwell just makes sure she's comfortable before sending this ball back to Rowland, who puts a good boot to ball, and this time finds touch.
I also think that's Lisa Thompson that we found just taking a knee on the ground.
Although you don't like to see that early on.
Not at all.
Again, you know, she found space, put a little kick over the top, and you really thought, you know, she might get there.
I thought that's absolutely visionary from her. It's just the classic playmaker coming out. Hopefully it's just a dead leg, especially in this cold weather. Get a knee to the thigh, give it a little rub, back up, we're sorted.
Yeah, obviously, as we mentioned in the pre-game, she's just come back from Great Britain Sevens. That only finished last week. Could she still be feeling a bit of fatigue from that, or do you think, you know, she's a pro, she's used to this?
I reckon, you know, the time that they've had out as well and adjusting, she probably, you know, is still feeling that jet lag. I can see she's sporting a bit of a nice tan, so lucky for some.
Yeah, I saw Abby Brown walk past us earlier as well. She stood next to Emily Scarrett. It was chalk and cheese. But yeah, you look to be right, a dead leg. And now it'll be Sale in the Loughborough half for the first time with attacking ball. Sarah Hunter just making sure that Sale know their numbers. Ball stolen by Emma Wassell, knocked back, but Georgie Lingham not able to hold on to that one, and it'll be a Sale put in to the scrum. But a good contest by Loughborough there.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm hoping to see that the scrum goes Lightning's way, obviously with all the work they've been doing on it, but...
Yeah, well, if that first scrum was anything to go by, I think we'll be looking at Sale getting this in and out really quickly.
Hips in for me, please. Crouch. Bind. Set.
It's a big shove by Loughborough, but Sale able to hold on to the ball. As now it comes out, Sarah Law, dummy switch out to Lisa Newman, who's got Lauren Delaney on her outside. They've got numbers here, Sale. Ball outside.
Oh, wow.
And it's a high tackle. Referee not playing any advantage. Safety first on that one. And Sale now with a penalty in the Loughborough 22. Kelly with the short run. Sale with players over the ball, but Loughborough looking for the contest. And now Sale going with the pick and go. Slowly working their way towards the line. The Loughborough line holding firm. Emma Wassell looking for a bit of a disrupt. Ball now out to Sarah Law. Kick through by Howard. Fran Goldthorpe covers well. Looks for a little step. Tries to get the Loughborough players there. And now they'll set up for a clear. A wobbly ball back. And Helena Rowland deciding to go left-footed with that clearance.
Yeah, I mean, that just shows the calibre of Helena Rowland. She can use both feet. Yeah, a little bit of messy play there, but I think that was just the panic coming in. The clear, you know, the pick up from Fran, that's just her bread and butter, especially in league. You know, if you've ever seen her play, that's all she'll do all day. So I don't, you know, underestimate her under the high balls.
So Loughborough do clear their lines, but not that far as Sale have a put in just outside the 5 metre line. Ball stolen again off the top, but covered by Loughborough Lightning.
Okay, scrum advance. Sorry. Knock on, it's your scrum. Here we go.
Knock on there by Loughborough Lightning. And it'll be a Sale scrum.
On the 15.
Got that one wrong. But yeah, Sale with the put in on the 5 metre line. Loughborough having to defend inside of 11 minutes.
I mean, I think Brad might not be jumping up and down anymore, but I think he'll back our forwards and as our defensive coach as well. You know, he constantly tells us how amazing defence is and how it wins games. So I think that's all you'll be hearing him screaming right now.
Hips in for me. Crouch. Bind.
Sale with numbers loaded to the left. Lisa Newman drifted off her wing. As Loughborough with a big shove. They're pushing Sale all the way backwards. They look to have stolen this, and they have. What a scrum by Loughborough Lightning, and a penalty as well. I think the building's shaking because Brad's going wild.
I think that might have just taken their foot off our throat for a second, so the girls can just take a moment to breathe. Helena Rowland hopefully clear this out for us. and that'll just be a sigh of relief.
And Roland slightly better with the right than the left, clears this one. It'll be a Loughborough line out just outside the 10-metre, but good from Sale getting up into the 22, but just couldn't convert.
Yeah, great from Sale to get there. I think it was just fortunate that line and have been working on that defensive dominance. But I wouldn't underestimate them. I think they're obviously going to try and keep their foot on that accelerator and come back at us.
Lark Davies with the injection, going towards the back. Sarah Hunter rises, collects the ball, and it's off the top. Roland to Malcolm. All look to find a bit of space, just tripped at the last. But Lightning still going with quick ball out the back to Roland. All goes for the missed pass, cut, intercepted by Sale, quick offload. And it's Sale's ball inside the 22.
That's just classic Sale, really, isn't it? Lisa Newman in the past with that intercept, Holly Borden with her intercepts. I think this is what they go hunting for.
As it's now an interception by Loughborough Lightning. Lily Ives Campion covers that well, just as you were saying. It was Sale's bread and butter. Lightning say, hold on a minute, we can do better. As a quick offload, Helen Nelson now looks for options, couldn't find any. Sarah Hunter with the tip to Rachel Malcolm, who's found space, and she's through. No one in support, but makes good meters down into the Sale half. Clear out's good, and just round the side, well tackled by Sale, but Jenny Maxwell just couldn't hold on to that, and ball has gone forward in the tackle. But what a break by Rachel Malcolm.
Yeah, I think she'll even be rubbing her hands together, hoping to look at the stats later, see if that's her top speed.
If you can see what Eloise was doing next to me, she's up on the chair, sort of living every single moment with these Lightning girls. But a bit of scrappy play there, both sides looking, for the long passes, it not quite coming off, and I think it's been a defensive masterclass so far from Loughborough Lightning.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the defence have just been strong. It's just where can we find those little gaps in attack? But as Rachel Malcolm just showed us, Ellie takes a split gap and she's through.
It just shows the importance of first up tackles, as Sale have the put in on this scrum. Lightning again with the big shove, but Sale managed to hold them and get the penalty from it. Lightning just rotating that scrum a touch too far for the referee's liking.
That's Lisa Thompson stepping up to kick, so I think dead leg will be hopefully okay, and she'll get plenty of distance on this.
Sends it high. Megan Gaffney covers well, makes sure it stays in. Collects and offloads to Goldthorpe, who again makes some meters before being tackled. That's a bit of forward ball. Locke takes it up first, then the hooker. Offload to Hunter. Now Lightning switching the play. Helena Rowland spotting some space behind the onrushing Sale line. As Lisa Thompson sends this one wide. Big tackle by Sadia Kabir there. And that tackle's forced the turnover. Loughborough Lightning with the first up tackle and player over the ball, Georgie Lingham getting her hands on that, and Sale just not having the support to clear out.
No, not at all, and I think that's something that the girls have been working on. Turnovers is just Sadia's bread and butter herself. To be a 19-year-old player, get her first cap for England just recently. I think that's why they've been looking at her and selecting her.
Yeah, new signing from Wasps at the start of the season, but she's been so impressive. She really did force Simon Middleton's hand in that selection.
Yeah, I think she put her name in the hat, and it got to the point where you can't ignore her any longer.
Sporting a very impressive hairstyle, Sadia Kabir. But now Lightning with the line out just outside the Sale 5-metre line. We saw one rolling more as Lily Ives Campion rises, brings it down, and a legal sack by Sale this time. Lark Davies with the pick-up. Helen Nelson looking to make some meters, swallowed up by the Sale defenders. Christine Ballard with the little pop to Rachel Malcolm. Vicky Owen with the tackle. And now forward pods again, just building into the middle of the field. Well picked up by Leah Bartlett, and now Jenny Maxwell going quickly. Christine Bilal forced back by the onrushing Sale defenders. Just seeing that aggression that we've seen all season from them in defence. Lightning choosing just to get set now. Lily Ives Campion, big run, big hit. This is what we're used to seeing. And now Loughborough rewarded with penalty advantage, not rolling. Quick ball through, Helena Rowland. But it just runs out. Georgie Lingham unable to get there. But Loughborough come back for the penalty.
Great vision by Helena, as usual. And I think she's just hoping that Georgie Lingham and her top speed will get there.
Playing with the freedom of penalty advantage, always helpful. But now penalty in the middle of the pitch.
Scrum called.
And Lightning have called a scrum.
I think that's a smart decision, and that's a bit of do you know what? We think our pack's strong enough and tactical enough, so I think they're going to try their hand at that.
Well, I mean, we've seen their first few scrums, and they've really been pushing players forward as a water bottle goes flying in excitement. Lightning forward, Lightning back, split left and right. 4 to the left, 2 to the right. You'd imagine the forwards will be looking to make quite a bit of ground before it finds the backs. Maxwell with the put-in. Sale putting up a big fight. Ball's going to the right. Sarah Hunter not able to make the pass. A massive tackle by Rachel McLaughlin. Lily Ives Campion getting this one, taking it forward. Bilal popped onto the prop. And Loughborough looking for these quick pops early doors. As Campion is tackled by Owen again. And just a wet ball there means that Jenny Maxwell can't quite get the pass away. Ball skids to Emma Wassell, who's not able to pick it up cleanly, and it'll be a let-off for Sale and a scrum their ball.
Yeah, I think Loughborough will be a little bit disheartened with that penalty scrum that we've just had. I think it did go the way they wanted it to. Whether that's us not capitalising or Sale's defensive pressure being next to none, but then they've been rewarded.
Yeah, massive push by Sale there. They knew what was on the line, and it just meant that Sarah Hunter unable to get clean ball from that scrum. As the referee just letting them know how it's going to go from now on.
Crouch. Bind. Set. No, stand up.
As the scrum just resets, it's been pointed out to me that the crowd here is slightly larger, but we've got a few dogs who've decided that this is their big day out. But Sale Sharks looking to clear their 22. Big scrum this for them.
Set.
And it's Lightning with the big defensive scrum. Sarah Hunter picks up from the base. Jenny Maxwell out to Georgina Tasker. Malcolm, first receiver, quick step. Now Rowland, flat pass. Leah Bartlett with a big collision in the centre. Now it's going out wide, just gone backwards, picked up well by Goldthorpe. Like Davies with the show and go, but swallowed up by Sharks, and Loughborough going backwards.
I think as a 9 now, I'll be trying to buy the penalty.
Christine Bilal swallowed up there by Vicky Derwin. And it's another big tackle by Sale, and the collision one for them. It's the flat ball didn't work for Loughborough. Ball went forward, and now Sale playing the knock-on advantage. Ball out the back, Sarah Law. Murray Grieve just letting them know where she wants them. Sadi Kabir with that flying tackle, making sure that Sale don't gain too many metres. As Loughborough not able to keep their discipline in the ruck. Looks like Lark Davies coming in from the side, and Sale with a chance now to clear their lines.
Yeah, I think Sale have, they've earned this really. They've had a really great defensive set, and then when they got ball back in hand, they played it slowly. They commanded that kind of area quite well through Greaves. And now, I think they're just going to take this opportunity now to have a breather, take the foot off the gas for a second, recollect, regroup, and try and get out their half.
Yeah, we've heard so much this season about Sale's defence, and it's really been on display here. I mean, you see performances like this, and it's no wonder they kept Wasps scoreless with only 14 players for most of the first half.
Yeah, that was an exciting game on its own. I think they were just unfortunate for the end result, but for 14 players on the field and to keep them 0-0 practically at going into the half-time, I know it was 7-0, but almost up till then, 0-0, that's an achievement on its own.
For sure, and 22 minutes in, it's the only one score on the board. Emma Wassell in the first few minutes, the difference in this game. Is Lightning just making sure to cover this touchline just in case. As we've seen a couple of times already, the penalty kick's not quite making touch.
Side entry.
It's Elisa Thompson with the duty of putting this one into touch. Make sure of it.
Almost hit a cyclist.
Almost takes out the cyclist. I'm sure she'll claim the 10 points for that one. There will be Sale's ball right on the halfway line. Lightning players just lining up their opposite numbers. As a ball goes to the front, Vicky Owen covers well. Out to Howard. And Sale get back to the gain line. Loughborough's defence up quickly. Ball just slightly over the top of Lauren Delaney. But Jess Kavanagh picks that one up well. Murray Grieve firing this one to her receiver, and just Sale taking their time here, not trying to force anything following that interception earlier. Deep to Sarah Law, who decides that boot to ball is the best way, but Goldthorpe is there to cover it. She's got a bit of space to run into. Goes for the step, but it's Vicky Owen again there to cover. And they'll force the turnover. No support for Fran Goldthorpe. Georgie Lingham not able to get there in time. And a big turnover for Sale.
I think, as you can tell by the reaction, the Sale girls, that was really good for them. And I think they're really grateful to get a ball back in their heads. It may think they've rattled the Lightning a lot.
Vicky Owen really been the standout defender for Sale. She's just been everywhere so far, as Lisa Thompson again, boot to ball, finds touch. Textbook.
Classic rugby. It's how you win games.
Yeah, territory is such a big part of the game, but most of this game being played in between the 22 so far. We've only had a couple of minutes in each side's 22, but just Loughborough with the slight advantage. Ball slightly offline, and Loughborough able to cover this line out, as it's Lark Davies making metres. Hunter onto Malcolm, big collision in the middle. As Maxwell goes digging, gets the penalty advantage. Helena Nelson puts boot to ball. Ball knocked on by Sale.
Not coming. It's lost forward, but you've got the penalty advantage back here.
I think if Georgina Tasker just got that into her hands, she'd have been away with that. Really exciting young player to play with and to watch.
A bit unfortunate not to get the knock on inside the Sale half, but I'm sure they'll take the penalty. Guaranteed possession just inside their own half, as again it's another not rolling. Discipline seeming to be a bit of an issue for both sides. Loughborough down to 13 last game against Gloucester. Obviously Sale down to 14 for most of the game, as Helen Eleanor Rowland can't quite make touch. But the tackle on the follow-up pushes Vicky Owen into touch, and Loughborough will get their line up.
Okay, we've had a few penalties for not rolling now. Yeah. I will manage if your girls are being held in, but they need to make an effort to get it out of the way, not just stay there. Okay? Be obstructive to the ball, and by rolling away, you just need to get out of the way east-west, not north-south. Okay.
Catherine Ritchie outlining it for how Sale can avoid these penalties. There's been a few of them. She might start looking to the book as this one goes.
Not straight.
Not straight. Sale not contesting it, but it being when Sarah Hunter's going for it with her right hand when she should be going left hand. It's a little bit too obvious.
Yeah, a little bit clear as day to the ref there.
Yep. Same again. Thank you. White.
Sale choosing to go for the line out here. Probably a smart move considering how scrums have been going so far. Molly Kelly with the throw. Put to the back, but it's Loughborough playing with the advantage. Ives Campion picks that one out, and Sadia Cabello with a big run in the middle of the park.
Advantage over, not straight.
Quick ball going. Helen Nelson now just wrapped up in the tackle. Ball going forwards, and Sale have a scrum advantage. Flat ball to Nicola Howard. It's Mari Grieve with the box kick down the throat of Fran Goldthorpe, who put it into the middle, and Helena Rowland now looks up, sees a bit of space.
Great.
Gets a lot of distance, but Jess Kavanaugh's under that. And now Sale playing with a bit of freedom out there on the left wing. Rachel McLaughlin now, middle of the park. Big hit by the Loughborough defenders, pushing her back.
Side entry. Hips
Christine Bilal just in at the side there, and Loughborough in a good defensive position, now giving away another penalty.
I think at the moment it's just looking like a game of penalties, really. Scrums and penalties.
Saw a tweet from Sale Sharks Twitter just with the only word being discipline, and I think that's probably what both coaches will look to sort out in this second half.
Yeah, I think that is the key word of the first half, is discipline.
As we are 28 minutes into this game on LSUTV, I'm joined by Eloise Howard for those who are just joining. The early game, Exeter versus Gloucester, went into the half-all square at 5-all. Big game for those two.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a big game for Gloucester to just come back off of a loss. As well, though, we like to see it when games are all square, especially at half-time, because it's anyone's game coming on that change rooms.
Exeter with that massive run last season of 9 games on the trot, as Lisa Thompson finds touch with this one into the Loughborough half.
White. White.
Looks like to me as well we can see Holly Borden getting warmed up on the sideline.
Got to think this is a forced change this early in the game, but Sale get this line out right and now have some freedom. Howard in the middle, Lisa Thompson with the offload. Numbers over quickly. James takes this one up, and now Howard. Grieve goes digging, plucks the ball out. Sarah Law just trying to get that big tackle from...
In the air. In the air. Just bad timing.
And
that's the Scotland teammates having a little tussle for the ball.
I think it's a bit... It's always tough when you get a tackle in the air off a pass. Normally you see it from a kick, but this time, you know, that's good height from the Sale winger. And again,
Time off.
just
14. Thank you.
Lisa
13,
Newman
yep.
making way for Holly Borden this early on.
It looks like she's got a slight limp. and I think that's some tape around her quad or her hamstring there. So maybe she was already carrying a niggle, but that's unfortunate to see. She's quite a threat on that wing for Sale, but Holly Boredom come on and she'll definitely do the job.
Right. Yeah. So they've got 5 and they said 6. Please don't shout at me every line out. We said before, you've got to be in and set before it goes up, and that gives them time to adjust their numbers. Yes. Okay? Okay, we can't have one out to be like 2 9s. You've got to be in and set. Okay? 6, that's fine. Thanks, sir.
Rachel Malcolm just getting a bit of a telling off, followed by Sale getting a telling off. How to be a forward. Kelly with this just goes over the back. Jenny Maxwell manages to get on this, finds a bit of space before being brought down, but Lightning this time with players to cover. Christine Bilal playing 9 there as Helena Rowland fires this ball deep before being kicked straight back. Oh, what a touch by Goldthorpe. Picked up well, finds some space. She's got support, chooses not to use it as she's still going. Fran Goldthorpe, what a run. Helen Nelson now, no options wide, chooses to go herself. Ball now recycled just behind Wassell, who can't hold on to it. Big tackle on Lily Ives Campion. Sarah Hunter now takes it up. Lark Davies swallowed up in midfield. Loughborough just cycling through the phases now. Back to Helena Rowland. Ball back into the 22. Well covered by Holly Bourne with a big fend, and seems to just have caught the winger on the shin. But now it's Sale. Big collision in the midfield, right on halfway. Lightning just winning that exchange. As the counter up down the middle is good. Christine Bilal playing 9 again. Davies out to Campion. Tries to break through, unable to, brought down. And Loughborough now making meters. Bilal out to Rowland. Quick offload to Hunter. Has Rachel Malcolm with Caber just outside her. Oh, can't hold on to it. And Loughborough there with players in support. Just a little handling error.
Yeah, that's so unfortunate. I mean, just a quick announcement, if anyone from Boxfoot was watching, Fran Goldthorpe's free on a Wednesday afternoon.
What a touch. As we've got Georgie Lingham down on this near side. Looks to have just caught a bit of a stud from Holly Bourne on that fend. But we're seeing there Loughborough Lightning hitting those runs with speed, with players in support, and Hunter off to Malcolm to Caber, that was a move straight from the training ground.
Yeah, absolutely. That's stuff that we do in our skills session, those little pop passes, those quick flood through games that we've been doing with Skaz at the moment. So I think her influence in that has been next to none.
Obviously, Emily Scarrett just with injury at the moment. Last time I saw her in her boot, now she's fully out of it in the gym training. How important is it to those younger players just, having that experience to learn from?
Yeah, I think it's even important to some of us older ones as well, spending time with her, and you just kind of become a sponge and you soak up all the knowledge from her. She's a great person to be around as well, like a great personality and someone you can go to. But honestly, just a fountain of knowledge, just knows all the answers.
Her and Sarah Hunter both. As now it'll be a Sale scrum just outside their own 22. Lightning with the knock-on in attack. Our clock has about 7 minutes, but that may be slightly longer due to stoppages. Mari Grieve just secures the ball as soon as the referee blows the whistle. Classic 9 trick there.
Always keep ball in hand unless you've been told to give it away.
In which case you kick it towards your own try line and make them get it.
Sorry, sir, I didn't know you blew the whistle. Nine's just having a nice little chin wag at the scrum time.
Gotta do something to keep yourself busy.
It's very true.
Something that World Rugby are looking at, decreasing the time of these scrums, just getting increasingly quicker as Sale with the put in, but Loughborough with a big counter again. Seemingly have turned this ball over. Sarah Hunter keeping it at the base. And they'll get the penalty. Sale just unsure if the ball's out, if it's there, and Brad's happy again.
Yeah, I think Keane's coming through the roof.
Yeah, post called.
Rachel Malcolm just with a quick how many times, and then points to the post. Helena Rowland will be lining this one up, and we saw her kicking record, 81% off the tee, is, it's pretty impressive. Especially when most of those are out wide.
Yeah, I mean, any back can look at that stat and think that's an impressive stat, and I think any coach will look at that and think, that's world class, and that's why she, retains her position in England.
Kick is up, and it's good. Loughborough Lightning now extend their lead by 3 to 10-0. And a good passage of play for Loughborough Lightning.
Yeah, great passage of play. Like you said, there's stuff coming off the training ground there with those little through balls. I think taking 3 was a smart option. You manage the game now. We've got 5 minutes to a half time. Go in, and even if Sale were to score now off kickoff, it's they're still within 3.
Made it a 2-point game, as 2-score game rather, as Lark Davies covers this one, takes it up with players in support. Maxwell out to Hunter, and the forwards taking it up now.
No, leave it.
Jenny Maxwell just going digging for this ball. Had her birthday midweek. All the best wishes to her, as Rowland now sends this ball deep. Absolute rocket. Just gets a lucky bounce, and now Holly Borden judges it, picks it up, thinks about passing wide before taking it on herself. Lightning not committing any numbers to the breakdown. There's now Murray Grieve. Ball goes back to Sarah Law.
Thank you.
It's Goldthorpe again with another strong catch. Gives it to Rowland in the middle. A little bit of a step. Finds some space before Vicky Owen brings her down. Now Davies with the run.
Advantage penalty, holding on.
Sale now with penalty advantage for not releasing on the ground. Vicky Owen with the little kick through.
I think forwards lately have just been showing us they can do as well as the backs can. Vicky Owen with the nudge, Sarah Saboda last week on the wing.
They're coming for our jobs.
Yeah.
Holding on.
But there again, Loughborough just caught without supporters, and Sale managing to turn them over yet again. Lisa Thompson now from the middle of the pitch. Looks to try to have bitten off a bit too much as Helen Nelson covers this one. Good take deep by Sale. But it's a bit of kick tennis going on now. Oh, what a step. Hannah Run thought about calling the mark, decided against it, and now it's Belial off to Davies. Now Lightning with support this time. Ball pass back deep. Helen Nelson with the clearance. Decides to keep it infield.
Where we got, Matt? You got a number? Number 6. Penalty here, number 6, tackle off the ball.
Thanks, ref. Wasn't quite sure what had happened there. But Vicky Owen there with just a little bit of a late hit. And Lightning, having sort of kicked that ball away, now have it back in their possession. Oh, Sarah.
Oh, now we've got 2 balls on the pitch.
Catching practice for Sarah Hunter next week, I think.
You tell her, I won't.
We'll just show her that clip. Let the video do the talking. And Rowland just making sure of this one, putting the ball out.
Cheers.
right in between the halfway and the 10-metre line.
Thank you.
But it's been a scrappy first half so far, but Loughborough just coming out ahead.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think, it's been a game of set piece, it's been a game of penalties, and I think, like we spoke.
Like Davies with the injection, Sarah Hunter gathers well, quick ball off the top, and now there's a bit of movement in the backs. Nelson goes wide to Lingham, well picked up, she's got a bit of space, steps Holly boarded. And now Rachel Malcolm, Helen Nelson, oh, the forwards have got it, it's an offload opportunity but swallowed up well by the Sale defender, Rachel McLaughlin.
Deliberate.
Nelson there, just with a little bit late, and hot. Vicky Owen again, just disrupting Loughborough's play, this time illegally. As Helena Rowland now will look for touch, as we do have a Sale player down, so imagine that we'll have timeout as soon as this ball goes out, which it does. Excellent kick from Helena Rowland, but it's Captain Beth Stafford who's currently just down, receiving treatment.
Time off.
This is the one thing I love about rugby as well, for example, is it doesn't matter whose side you're on, but for example, that's our Loughborough physio there with Beth Stafford straight away. You don't really care whose team you're on, whose side you're on. At the end of the day, it's rugby, and if a player's down injured, that's it. Medics are straight there.
Rob, how's she looking?
Sometimes gets a bit questionable when they're doing treatment mid-game and the player's just happening all around them. You sort of think, uh-oh, it's getting dangerously close to the player.
Yeah,
somehow it always avoids them.
Yeah. How long, sir, till you blow the whistle?
It seems to be just a little bit of a knock, as she's going to run it off and make her way back to join the Sale pack. Clock showing red here on our screens, but as we mentioned, this doesn't account for stoppages, so we may have a couple of minutes left. Loughborough with the put-in from this line out inside the Sale 22.
Yep. Come on. That's yours. There we go. Not straight, outside arm, you're catching it on.
And Loughborough not able to make the most of that opportunity. Ball just not straight, the wind picking up a little bit out there and blowing that one off course, but that's another opportunity that Loughborough miss out.
Yeah, that's quite unfortunate. I think the girls will be really disappointed with that one, to capitalise and try and get another score in this half.
Molly Kelly now with the line out to the front, Mari Grieve. Circles out and puts it straight out. That's the first half here at Loughborough University. Loughborough Lightning leading 10 points to 0. Emma Wassell with the early try, followed by Helena Rowland's penalty. But a game that was really quite scrappy and a lot of ill discipline so far in the first half. Eloise Hayward.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think there's been a lot of questions asked around the ruck time and around tackling in the air, for example. I think there's just a lot of silly errors coming in. Maybe that's excitement on people's halves, thinking, come on, I just want to get ball in hand, I just want to go. But it's about building the phases and earning your right to score. So I think right now, there's going to be a lot of chats in both change rooms. I think you'll hear discipline just thrown around in both change rooms at the moment.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of penalties from both sides. A lot of hands on the ruck, not rolling away being the key one. But we've seen already Loughborough's scrum dominance has continued from previous games. Yeah, it's obviously Sale making the most of whenever it is, let's go for the line out. But are Loughborough going to try and lean on this scrum as much as possible in the second half?
Yeah, I think something, if something's not broken, don't fix it. So, if the scrums are working for us and we're getting the penalties at the back of the scrum by holding the ball and driving them forward, I think that's what we're going to do all day and win the penalty and go from there. Take the yardage and, territory wins games.
or just the one change so far in the half. Lisa Newman being forced off with what looked like a calf issue. Holly Borden coming on. But she obviously scored 4 tries against Loughborough in that cup game, so she's no stranger to the try zone.
No, not at all. She's always been one to try and find the try line. For example, the one that I always remember is the intercept try against Exeter. I think I've watched that a few times. I thought that was an absolutely unreal try. And yeah, she's a powerful runner. Great in defence as well, so she's kind of a bit of an all-rounder. Yeah, a back that you should be scared to be on board, but also have lining you up.
But good defence from Sale Sharks. Obviously, they have been on the back foot for most of this first half, but those first up tackles, they're really taking, trying to win the collision where possible. Yeah, definitely. They're not just kind of letting people kind of roll over them. They're soaking up that energy, and they're either trying to drive you back, like the tackle we saw on Christine earlier on in the Sale 10. So yeah, no, they are known for their defence. They're known for coming hard at you. Not only they're fast runners when they're attacking you, but defensively they are known. They will hit you and it will hurt. And they, when they have had ball in hand, they've looked impressive. We've seen, Lisa Thompson in space, putting a few kicks through, just working that. But we have had, a little bit of rain, ball maybe a little slippery. We've seen, both scrum halves maybe struggling a little bit with that. Yeah, I think even as a 9, I've been looking down there and thinking that pitch looks wet today. It's cold as well. You've just got to think that people's hands might not be, as dry and as warm as they're used to being. So it's just kind of given the weight of that pass. But it's also the speed of the ruck, the speed of the breakdown. So the speed of the breakdown's been really, really quick, but then we've also slowed it down. So it's just having that ability of pass selection and knowing, when we're speeding the game up. Well, we will be back in a little bit with the second half action, but we're just going to pass now to pitch side and back to Ellie.
Wow, what an amazing first half that was. Both teams really giving it their all. Some really big runs in there from Loughborough and some amazing defending from Sale Sharks. 8 minutes in and Loughborough Lightning had already scored. They've got to be happy with that. Earlier in the week, I was lucky enough to catch up with Loughborough Lightning's captain, Rachel Malcolm. Let's see what she had to say. Interesting season for you and Lightning so far, but let's start with you. Scotland's World Cup qualifiers at the beginning of the season. Talk to us about that camp.
Yeah, it was a really exciting couple of weeks. We were out in Italy for 3 weeks. We played 3 games and the winner of the 3 kind of round robin qualified outright to the World Cup, and whoever came second then qualified for the final repechage. We lost our first game to Italy in ridiculous heat, so that was a pretty hard start to the competition. But then we won our second and third games against Spain and Ireland in quite literally the last second of the game. So we finished second to qualify for the final repechage. So it was very exciting because we left it right up to the wire. But it was a brilliant performance by the whole squad, and it was a really enjoyable 3 weeks for us and gives us something to work towards next year.
Now, we've all seen the clip of what it meant to you and the team getting that win, having had such a tough start to the season. What was going through your mind in those final few minutes before and after the whistle?
Yeah, so we obviously made it pretty hard for ourselves. We were 21 points up at half-time and then came out in the second half and let them kind of make up that lead that we had and go ahead of us with, I think we had 5 minutes left on the clock. So we got a penalty, kicked to the corner and scored a try with 3 minutes to go. So for those last 3 minutes, it was try and stay as calm as possible. Don't do anything silly that might result in them getting a penalty or anything like that. So we were just trying to drive that message on the pitch to just try and keep the ball and look after it. And then, yeah, I think we got a scrum just as time was kind of going dead, and yeah, we'd been winning penalties all game at the scrum, so we've just had to keep our process and stay calm and not get carried away with the time or anything like that. And luckily, again, we won the penalty and the clock went dead. So yeah, it was a tough game in terms of we played so well in the first half to then come out in the second half and not play as well as we would have liked and let them really back into the game and look like they were going to win it. So I think, that roller coaster of emotion within the game, but also that roller coaster of emotion we've had throughout this season just was kind of all those emotions came to light at the end of the game.
Sale Sharks on Saturday, they've had a similar start to the season, coming really close so often. Obviously, they beat you in the Allianz Cup, but how important is the momentum from the GLH win going to be?
Yeah, they've had a tough start to the season, and I think they're a squad who are building for sure. They've recruited really well this season, and they've had some really good performances. I think last week they played Wasps and held them to only a 7-point lead at half-time. So, you know, it shows how strong a team they are, particularly in defence. They're really physical, and they have a lot of kind of good decision makers in their backline, in the likes of Sarah Law, Lisa Thompson, but also speed in the likes of Lauren Delaney and Lisa Newman. So they're a team who can score tries, and they're a team that defends really well for long periods of play as well. So they're going to be a really tough opposition, which we are very aware of. And I think the momentum's going to be massive for us. You know, we need to take confidence from what we did at the weekend, but we've also got to keep building and try and keep pushing forward. You know, we want to compete with the best teams in the league, and for that to happen, we need to be winning week in, week out, not just 1 week on, 1 week off. So we'll be looking to keep building that momentum and just execute the way we did in the first 40 minutes and try and put in that 80-minute performance.
After a really intense first half full of scrums and penalties, the score is currently 10-0 to Loughborough Lightning. They've got to be happy with that. And with all games having kicked off today, let's discuss the league table and how it could change with the results of today.
Yeah, so we've got obviously Exeter playing Gloucester Hartbury. Exeter leading there 8-5. That's a big result for them so far. You know, they're still playing. Obviously kicked off slightly earlier than we did here. Exeter obviously looking for that extra point, maybe going to try and get that bonus point, but Gloucester Hartbury currently with a losing bonus point. Worcester Warriors against Bristol, they're up 12-7. Massive result if that stands for Worcester. Bristol obviously currently sitting in second, so to take any points against Bristol away would be really, really good for Worcester. And then Wasps DMP Durham Sharks, the final game. Wasps currently up 19-0. So we sort of might have expected that scoreline, but Wasps just showing their class, and it would be good to see DMP get on the shorts on the scoreline.
Amazing, thanks Sam. Now let's take a look at the best bits of the first half.
So what we've seen, as you mentioned earlier, discipline has been a big thing. But whilst it has been a bit of stop-start, we've seen real moments of genius from both sides. Lisa Thompson getting us going almost straight out the blocks, but it was Loughborough that struck first and broke the deadlock. Emma Wassell getting under the posts in the middle of the pitch. It's a big carry from them. Excellent forward work to get them in that position and then finish off the try. As we mentioned, pre-game, Helena Rowland and Lisa Thompson, both proving, real issues for the other side. But I do want to single out Vicky Irwin in the Sale defence. I mean, she has been everywhere this game so far. She's put in all the hits. She's really pushed Loughborough back at any opportunity. So I think they'll be looking to sort of focus on her contribution to the game so far.
Who do you think has been key player in both sides?
Yeah,
compared to what you thought at the beginning.
I think my original prediction was probably pretty close. I think Frank Goldthorpe for Loughborough Lightning has been excellent under the high ball. We obviously saw her footballing skills come out a little bit towards the end, but Loughborough have been sort of safe in the knowledge that they've got her at 15 underneath those high balls, ready to take whatever may come her way. But also we've seen the forwards, their scrum has dominated as in previous games for them, and it's definitely something that they'll hopefully look to continue the trend of this next half.
As we saw, there's a bit of rugby tennis going on.
Yeah, the kick tennis. It's always dangerous. You always expect it to happen at some point, but it's a tactical game. Territory is a big part of rugby, and it's always important just to try and get the upper hand on the other side. It's sort of a stalemate in terms of the kicking. No side has really got a head start on the others. But no, I think well, it's starting just to rain a little bit more now. So I think we might see a little more ball in hand from both sides, less of these long passes.
It is now time for a really quick break, but let's take a look at LSU Media's match report.
save.
So, takes a hit! Oh, it's a goal!
Thank you very much for joining us today for another round of the Premier 15s, this time between Loughborough Lightning and Worcester Warriors.
I'd like to see a bit more aggression and make this a spectacle for the crowd, because that's what this is really about.
And that is another try for Loughborough. That is another try for England.
That is all from me. I'll be passing back over to Sam, who should have made his way back up to the commentary box, and I'll see you all after the second half.
Thanks, Ellie. We're back up here, slightly less out of breath this time. Made the run a little bit quicker, which is nice. But Eloise Hayward, big first half from both sides. Obviously, we can see the conditions maybe getting a little bit worse for this second half. The rain coming down slightly harder. But what do you think is being said in those changing rooms?
I think, what we discussed earlier, I think the word discipline is just going to be thrown around. I think they're going to be saying, girls, we don't want any more penalties coming our way, especially in our own half. I think both teams will be saying that in our own halves, our own 22s. No one wants to go to the bin, and no one likes seeing a player having to sit out for 10 minutes. Also, that gives an advantage to the other team, but it also shows that both sides do well with players down. Lightning with 13 last week and Sale with 14 last week, but I think in the day they both want to keep 15 players on the field.
Yeah, and that extra player advantage is so big. But just in terms of sort of the basics, obviously, I've mentioned the weather's getting slightly worse. We have seen a lot of kicking, but Frank Goldthorpe's probably got the better of the high ball taking than Lauren Delaney out the back. But do you think we'll see more kicking, or a lot shorter passing, keeping it ball in hand, forwards, Route 1 rugby?
So yeah, that's a difficult one. I think it as a back in my own head, I'm thinking let's go for the kicks, let's try and pin him down, let's see what they're like under a high ball. But I think the sensible head of me is thinking, right, well, let's shorten the game up, let's go just forwards, let's have some tip passes, let's have some carries. But knowing Helena Rowland, if I know her as well as I think I do, I think she's still going to look for those dinks over the top, and I think Helen Nelson will do the exact same.
Well, I mean, those dinks over the top, as you were saying, the new rule that's come in, the 50-22, just means there is that space for the dinks over the top. Obviously, if you're unaware, you can now kick the ball from your own half. If it bounces before and into the 22, you then get the attacking line out. So what has that done for sort of opening up the chances for those little line breaks and kicks over the top?
Yeah, I think it's really opened the game up, because you're sending your winger back there now to defend those if you think you've seen the kicker in hand. So for example, if I was playing this game and I saw Sarah Law drop back into the pocket, I'd be thinking, get that winger back, let's go. She's going for that 50-22. But then that also gives another run option. So for a player like Lisa Thompson, for example, she might then see your wingers dropped into the pocket and think, right, let's go, let's take you on. So it has opened the game up, and I think it's made it a lot quicker. And it's also made people increase their set piece games. So if you're winning that 50-22 with your amazing kicks, you then don't want to lose that line out.
For sure. As Sale Sharks just coming out now, just scanning the field. I don't think there's been any changes. A couple of bag hits just to get themselves warm coming out. They did kick off the first half, so it will be Helena Rowland and Loughborough Lightning getting us underway here in this second half. But get a quick prediction for the second half. What do you think is going to happen? Are we going to see a lot of tries, or is it going to be a bit of a slugfest?
I really want to say a lot of tries, but I think it's just going to be a bit of let's stick the ball up our jumper and let's keep it there. Let's keep this 10 points. Hopefully maybe another score on the board. But I do think it's just going to be let's get the ball up our jumper, let's keep it there, and let's keep them out. Traditional
Rugby for the win. As now the Lightning players running out onto the field. Again, a quick scan, can't see any changes. Then again, they always surprise us, so it's like a complex game of I Spy, set with players.
I mean, you can spot Ian Antwist now that she's dyed her hair purple in honour of Loughborough Lightning colours.
that'll help as soon as she comes on. Although Christine Bilal also, dyed her hair as well, start of the season. You got that little bit of red. It's very helpful.
Yeah, helps us out in the commentary box seeing who's at the bottom of the ruck.
Well, with the second half about to get underway, Loughborough Lightning leading this contest by 10 points to 0. It'll be Helena Rowland to get us underway here at Loughborough University. Vicky Owen with the take. First up, big tackle. Georgina Tasker making sure of that one. It's now Grieve, pass it back to Katana Howard in the pocket. Ball just checks up. Rowland now with a bit of space to run into. She's got Lingham on her outside. Pass just a bit short, not able to go to hand, but collected by the Loughborough winger. Lyle with the pop pass to Bartlett. Now Davies off to Hunter. Offload to Lily Ives Campion, who's in space. She's got numbers with her. Great offload play by Loughborough Lightning as Helen Nelson looks for the pop pass, sees the on-rushing defenders and decides against it. Jenny Maxwell just taking her time with this one, to the hands, and Georgina Tasker unable to hold on to it. And an exciting start to the first half.
Yeah, maybe that prediction was wrong, and that was all go forward there.
Well, we saw the scrums in the first half going resoundingly the way of Loughborough Lightning, but I think we might see Sale really go for this one. First scrum of the half, trying to put some intent behind it.
Yeah, I think they're going to try and put their dominance down and say, right, well, you've been pushing us back in this first half, but let's see what we've got.
Oh, and it's a penalty to Loughborough. Sale Sharks just collapsing that scrum before the ball's even gone in.
Seems to be Loughborough's new super strength for scrummaging.
If only that was all the game. Helena Rowland gets this one right, puts the ball out right on the 5 metre line. We saw last week a couple of them going a little bit too far into the dead ball, but make no mistake, she's got this one correct. And Loughborough now with an attacking opportunity 2 minutes into the second half.
Here's to hoping we can just capitalise here. Driving maul, money on Lark Davis getting a driving maul try.
Good. Lark Davies increased her score total from 7 tries this season. Emma Wassell covers well. Sale sacked the line out, but it is with Lark Davies at the back of the rolling maul. Lightning making their way towards the line. Lark Davies is going to go over untouched, and Eloise Howard has got the nail on the head. Loughborough get their second try of the afternoon, and it is Lark Davies at the back of the rolling maul.
God, I should have made a bet with you there.
I wouldn't have taken it. But again, Loughborough's forwards just proving that they're a little bit too much for Sale to handle.
I mean, driving mauls are always the hardest things to defend ever as well. Standing in that back line myself, I'd see a driving maul coming towards me and I think, what am I going to do here? You want to just put my body under, somehow get somewhere, but when that ball's at the back and the maul's going forward, unstoppable.
Yeah, that Sale did the hard part as well. They got the sack correct, it was legal, but Loughborough Lightning managing to stay up and driving that one just all the way over for Lark Davies to dot down for her 8th try of the season. Conversion just to the right. Helena Rowland unable to make that one. Currently sitting on 138 points in a Loughborough shirt, Helena Rowland.
That is not bad at all, is it? To say that she's been away for the majority of the season last year with 7s and, missing games through England duties.
As Sarah Law gets us back underway. Ball to Megan Gaffney. Quick offload to Sarah Hunter. And Lightning now bodies over the ball. Rowland in the pocket. Low driving kick over the head of
Could we see?
Delaney. Oh, that would have been a very impressive 50-22 from her own 22, but Lauren Delaney making sure of this one, just putting it out inside her own half, but an excellent kick from Helena Rowland.
Got a bit excited there. I thought we were about to see a really good 50-22.
I mean, it's impressive when it comes from your own half. When it comes from your own 22, that's a hell of a kick.
Just shows the range of the distance that Helena has got on her kicks.
Well, Loughborough winning the first line out of the half. Now Lara Davies with the second. Sarah Hunter gathers cleanly off the top. Little celebration from Eloise Howard next to me. And now Rachel Malcolm up in the middle of the park. Kabea ducks one tackle, makes some meters. And now ball comes out. Bartlett out the back. Nelson just a little bit behind Lark Davies. Helen Rowland dives on that. Ball was out, and it's Molly Morrissey that dives on that one. Murray Grieve now covering that squirming ball, and Sale looking just to cement a bit of order to this passage of play. Vicky Owen goes high on Rachel Malcolm. Murray Grieve with the box kick. Helena Rowland underneath. Questions in a second, and now puts on the burner. She's past Molly Morrissey. Sells one with the dummy. Now out wide. Flyer Megan Gaffney's got some space on the wing. Bit of a show and go, but Lauren Delaney with the covering tackle. She wasn't sold, and puts the Loughborough player in touch just inside the 22. But some really quick ball from the rocks there from Loughborough Lightning.
Yeah, it was a lovely bit of play. Lovely take from Helena, and trying to decide if she wants to kick, pass, or do you know what? She's got the run in her locker as well by the looks of it.
It really is the triple threat, Helena Rowland, and just so hard to defend against when you know it could be any one of three options at any time.
I think that's what makes her one of the best playmakers in the Premiership.
As she's now just receiving a bit of treatment, looks to have got a knock. But all fine for her. Sale with the put in at this line out. Goes to the front, not clean ball, but covered by Sale. And it's Katie Benson who covers this one. Murray Grieve just setting up for the pass back to Sarah Law, who puts boots of ball and makes sure to put this one out of play and give Sale a little bit of breathing room.
So, numbers, Loughborough. Numbers. That's yours.
Loughborough just debating their numbers.
9. Just give me some separation at the back of the line. Thanks.
Lark Davies with the injection goes towards the back. Sarah Hunter manages to cover from what looked like Sale's own 22. As now Rowland has it. Quick pass out to Malcolm. The flanker tackled in the middle of the park. Kabea manages to hold on to this one really well. Ball bobbling as she received it. That's out the back. Nelson to Rowland. There's space out wide. Goldthorpe's got... She's past two. Tripped inside the 22. And Loughborough now flying forward. Hunter with the ball. Now Loughborough with the penalty advantage for not rolling away. Megan Gaffney's calling for it out on this wing. She senses a little chip. But Lightning might not need it. They're flying forward. Lark Davies edges further forward. And that's out Rowland. Little bit of a step. Throws the long pass. Oh, Gaffney can't quite control it. Little bobble just before her. I think she thought it might check up. But back we come. Lightning penalty just outside the 5-metre line. Another exciting passage of play for Loughborough Lightning. I think we can breathe now.
Yeah, but I think I've held my breath for the last 2 minutes. The girls have really got my heart rate going today. That was a classic Helena Rowland step though, showing us again that she's got her feet. That was just unfortunate the ball didn't bobble up. I was the same as Meg Gaffney and I thought that might just bounce up for her.
As Helena Rowland decides that she's going to go for touch. Loughborough Lightning following on from that second try they scored in this half. deciding that rolling maul is the way to go.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yeah, you can't blame them.
Do you want to put a bet on it this time about luck?
Give you 1 to 1,000. As it's covered well by Emma Wassell, taken cleanly, and it is Lark Davies at the back of this maul. But just
slipped out of her hands there in the back of that maul, I think.
No, you've got a knock on. You just fumbled the ball into your own player, it was a knock on.
I think this is a moment where you'd really like video ref to be a thing, so maybe we could go up to the box.
Well, I mean, if the referee's saying she's knocked it onto a player in front of her, Sale are unlucky not to get an offside penalty for this one. But yeah, Lark Davies and Rachel Malcolm seem a little bit upset with that one, having done all the hard work on the line out, but Sale managing to disrupt it just enough to force the error. And now we'll look to win this scrum to clear the lines. Strong scrum from Sale, but Lightning pushing forward, ball bobbling at the back, but Sale managing to pick it up and secure it. A couple of phases looking to work this ball inside to the middle, just giving themselves a bit more of an angle on this clearance kick as Mari Greaves decides to take it on herself with the box kick and manages to get it just outside her 22.
Time off, sub.
There's now time off and Sale making a double substitution. Nicola Howard and Molly Kelly coming off.
Just hold it until left back.
I'd like to guess that it's Gwen Priest and Daisy Hibbock-Jones coming on, but I can't quite see their numbers from here.
I think I'd agree with you there.
Lightning with the put in, Sarah Hunter at the back, Rachel Malcolm with a quick tip to Helen Nelson, who makes it halfway into the Sale Sharks 22. But Lightning again with penalty advantage. Helena Rowland just trying to decide what she wants to do. The kick wasn't on, so they'll just take it in, but they do have the freedom of this penalty advantage. Christine Millar with a little step. Doesn't quite fool Molly Morrissey. Now Fran Goldthorpe chooses to go wide. Trying to cut through defenders here.
Lost forward there, you've got penalty advantage back over there.
But a slight knock on in the tackle, and now it'll be a penalty back in the Sale 22.
Not sure if Fran thought she was still playing rugby league there, releasing the ball on the floor.
And another interesting decision for Lightning. But they've decided that, again, the rolling maul, they've secured line-out ball so well that they may as well go for their third try of the match, edging ever closer to that all-important bonus point.
We had a chat before about the not rollings. In the 22, we can't have any more, okay? Can we just watch for the Aiken? I will have a look, but you can take time off. You can have a word with your girls now about that, about the not rolling.
I think this is a conversation that we predicted as well happening.
Yeah, Sale Sharks just being warned about infringements in the 22, specifically not rolling. It's a cheeky tactic of slowing down the ball, just letting your players get set. The dark arts.
Cheeky tactic for some, and the most annoying tactic for a 9 ever. Spend my life shouting, "Sir, there's a body in my way."
And then throwing a ball into them to prove the point.
Anything to win a pen.
Lark Davies to Emma Wassell. Taken cleanly off the top, and now the Lightning driving maul is working forward. Lightning have penalty advantage. Lark Davies just working her way around the side. They won't need it, she's over. Try number 3 for Loughborough Lightning. And it's another rolling maul. Loughborough Lightning just starting to step on the accelerator a little bit, pushing the advantage in the areas that they know work well.
I think the girls have kind of got their foothold in this game, and they're just letting momentum roll them forward at the moment.
So this just working towards Lark Davies, heads up, spots it. Just got Jenny Maxwell pointing at the line, telling her where to go. I'm sure she'll take 20% of the credit for that try.
Nah, as a scrum half, I think she's going to take 80%.
Helena Rowland with the kick, just pushes it a little. Score stays at 20-0, 55 minutes gone, and Loughborough 3 tries and a penalty and a converted try up to 20. But it looked like, I think, 2 subs came on for Sale Sharks. Vicky Irwin leaving the field. She's had a hell of a game today. It looks like Molly Wright and Marion Ridgway. As Sarah Lord gets underway, goes for a slightly shorter kick. Christine Bilal unable to collect that one. Ball just going forward. And now Sale with their first attacking ball inside the Loughborough half. Molly Wright taking this forward. Katana Howard with the miss pass. Now ball wide in the hands of Holly Borden.
She's trapped in with her feet.
Loughborough player just rolling away there, and now short ball. Sale forwards taking it up. Now it'll go wide. Howard cuts back inside, making some meters, breaks that first up tackle. Oh, and that ball just going forward in the pass. She just overran her runner a little bit and was almost through there. Loughborough Lightning have also made some changes unbeknownst to us. We're just noticing now Bryony Field on and Jill Burke as well. But both sides making changes in the scrum. We'll see if that makes a difference to what we've seen so far. Going to take that as a no, as Loughborough now with the ball trapped to the back, just working it forward. Sarah Hunter content to keep this at the back, playing with penalty advantage. Jenny Maxwell taking Helen Nelson with a little dummy, making some meters, but just ripped in the tackle. But it'll come back to the penalty from the scrum, and another little celebration from Eloise Howard next to me.
Well, it just shows the strength and depth in our scrum. Doesn't matter if you change, 2 players in that front row. It seems that we're still winning at the penalties in the scrum.
Sure, after that, Brad's feeling a little bit warmer, stood up there on the roof.
Yeah, I think he might be getting his meters in by jumping up and down.
As Helena Rowland with a huge kick down just outside the 22.
Yeah, edge of the line, please. Loughborough?
This will be Bryony Field with the injection now that Lark Davies has got her 2 tries, and now time to sit on the bench for a little bit.
Well, what can you do? Come on, score 2 tries, go off the pitch, have a cuppa.
Oh, Sarah Hunter collected well at the top. Ball now looking wide. Georgina Tasker's got options, chooses to go herself. Gets back to the gain line as Jenny Maxwell skips over a player on the floor. Goldthorpe's got some space. Lightning playing with penalty advantage. Belial out the back. Rowland to Cabea. Oh, big tackle in midfield. Molly Wright met Cabea right as she received that ball. Now Nelson. Loughborough just being pushed back a little bit, but they still have that penalty advantage. Emma Wassell now. Oh, what a hit! She's found some space. Cuts to the inside. She's got Christine Belial with her. Oh, you can see that coming.
So unfortunate. So unfortunate. It was a great one by Emma Was there.
It really was. Christine Bilal unable to stay on her feet in that clear out, just sealing the ball off, and a bit of a let off for Sale Sharks. But what a run by Emma Wassell, just putting lowering the shoulder, putting that big hit in. Just shows you need to have support with you at all times, just to avoid those unforced errors.
Yeah, absolutely agree. I think Sale will be breathing a sigh of relief that Lightning have just been able to take their foot off the accelerator. But I think they'll be coming back straight away off this.
Sale Sharks with the penalty here. Rather central position for Sarah Law, who just picks the shortest player on the Loughborough team and puts it over her head.
Sub.
Some call it bullying, some call it tactics.
Number 13 and number 10 replacement.
Sarah Law and Lisa Thompson coming off, making way for Lizzie Duffy and Laura Perrin. It's a good stint from Lisa Thompson when she had ball in hand, looked dangerous.
Yeah, I agree. I think great stint from Lisa Thompson. It was really good to see her in this Sale side, and the threats that she makes.
But having two class players coming on, both Lizzie Duffy and Laura Perrin, with hosts of experience and great playmaking ability.
Exactly. It's not bad when you replace experience for experience. So
as Sale get this one right, not quite clean ball off the top, but it is their ball. It's a big carry first up, but it's stolen in the tackle, says the ref. It's stolen back by Sale.
Use it.
Molly Wright takes this one up. And a bit of a pick and go from Sale, just waiting for their 9 to get back. Big tackle in the midfield. That's out. Duffy just a little bit behind. Picked up well by McLaughlin. Oh, who holds on to it well in that tackle. That looked like he was going forward for a second. As Mari Grieve decides that it's time to clear. Fran Goldthorpe underneath couldn't quite hold on to it. That's the first one she's dropped.
yeah, I think she'll be quite frustrated with that. Whether that's, the way she was going towards it, slippery hands, but...
It's also probably the first kick there's been proper pressure.
Yeah.
There was a really high kick from Mari Grieve, just giving time for the Sale players to chase. And they'll choose the line out from this one.
Go to the edge of the line. You're the edge of the line.
61 minutes gone here on LSUTV. Loughborough with 3 tries.
Hold.
As Sale recover the ball off their own line out. Big hit in the middle. Helena Rowland stops Rachel McLaughlin in her tracks.
So Johnny Wilkinson hit that.
Courtney Lawson, Clisson.
Step. Hold 9.
Ball now cleared by Laura Perrin. Oh, Fran Goldthorpe juggles it and then collects. Takes it back up to the halfway. Kabir now touch on to Belial.
That's hurt her there.
Right, so stolen in the hit. It was a big hit, ball just went forward. But now Mari Grieve deciding that territory is key, putting Loughborough back in their own 22. And Helena Rowland decides that actually she wants a bit of a breather. As now the ball goes out, but that was a big hit on Christine Belial.
That was a huge hit. It looks like she was clutching her hand as she went down there.
Yeah.
Not quite sure. It's always uncomfortable to see a player down, but especially a teammate and someone that you classify as a really good friend. But seeing her get back to feet quite quickly.
It looks like she just had the wind taken out of her, maybe.
Felt that one. Felt that multiple times.
Go for it, John.
It's a good time now, the breaking play, to remind you what's coming up. Next weekend, Loughborough Lightning are playing Bristol at 2 p.m. live on Premier 15s with DMP against Exeter at 3. On the Sunday, Sale Sharks are playing Saracens at 2, and Worcester Warriors take on Gloucester Hartbury at 2:30 on BBC. Then it's another blockbuster for you. Monday the 27th, Harlequins take on Wasps at 1 o'clock, and that'll be on BT Sport.
Looks like Kath O'Donnell's making her way back on the pitch the first time in a while, and Jess Weaver. She's got a nice tan from Dubai. Not that I'm jealous.
3 subs for Loughborough Lightning. Jenny Maxwell, Lily Ice-Campion and Christine Bilal all come off. Charlie Jacobi, Kath O'Donnell and Jess Weaver come on.
Time on. White. Edge of the line. That's yours. Sure, thank you. Thank you.
17 minutes left here. And Sale still looking to get on the board for the first time, while Loughborough looking for that bonus point.
Advantage, not straight.
Line out just not straight. Like Bryony Field dives on this one, and Jess Weaver gets her hands on the ball for the first time today.
Advantage over.
And they're on with the little chip over the top. Meg Gaffney goes for the player rather than the ball. And that ball's kicked straight out by Lauren Delaney even. Just combined 2 players.
Don't know, I thought you were going for a Scooby-Doo name there.
Thank you.
It's a hybrid between Lauren Delaney and Megan Gaffney. Tell you what, that'd be one quick play.
That would be one. That's what I was just thinking.
Thank you. It's yours.
Lightning with a put in at the line out. A couple of new faces in there for this line out. But it's a familiar target in Emma Wassell. Clean ball off the top. Murray Grieve charging down. Helena Rowland, Georgina Tasker not with any option, just choosing to take it in herself. It's Nelson with a quick offload to Gaffney.
Tackle away.
Charlie Jacobi with the clear out. And Helena Rowland boots the ball, decides to stick this one through.
Oh, 21.
Test for Sale. But Megan Gaffney's now got in the middle. Looks to get, oh, big hit from Molly Wright. You saw the ponytail flick forward. As Sarah Hunter brings it out the back to Helen Nelson. Rowland now puts the kick in. It's just gone past Laura Perrin. Oh, if this one bounces out. Oh, it won't be allowed to. Laura Perrin's got this one covered. Down at her own 5-metre line. And just sliced into touch. Good pressure by Georgina Tasker.
Great pressure by Tasker. I'm not sure Laura Perrin meant to slice that, but that's great pressure.
That's another huge kick from Helena Rowland. Just a bit scrappy in the midfield. She decides to just flip the pitch and give Loughborough the advantage.
If only the pitch was 2 metres narrower, I think we could have had that. 50-22.
Still waiting for our first 50-22. It will come. But Bryony Field sends this one in. Sarah Hunter unable to gather, just knocked forward.
Still scrum advantage.
Charge down by Sadia Kabea.
Hell of a charge down. It's more of a volleyball spike.
Got one hand to that. Sending the ball back into the dead ball, but it'll come for Sale's advantage off the line out. Sarah Hunter unable to make the most of that.
Both come in.
But big scrum now for both sides. Loughborough looking for their bonus point try. Sale aiming to clear their lines.
Yeah, huge scrum on both parts. It's coming down to, I know Loughborough have been dominating here, but sometimes it comes down to heart a bit more.
Crouch. Bye. Set.
Murray Grieve with the put in. Ball secured well. Oh, just fumbled by Katana Howard. Ball's bobbling around. No advantage coming. And Loughborough now.
Hold. Knock on. In front when we picked up.
With a penalty now. Referee noticing that it was picked up by a person in an offside position. And Lightning with the decision, do they go scrum, do they go line out? They go line out. And Lorella makes sure, puts it out on 5. And Loughborough have another chance for this bonus point try.
I don't want to put money on Lark Davis, but I mean, I wouldn't even think twice about putting money on Bryfield. I reckon she's got the driving maul in her as well. Come on last week against Gloucester Hartbury and did the exact same.
Scored that winning point, but it's just unable to stick to the hands of Sarah Hunter. Another line out, not quite to execution. As Sale working this one forward. Murray Grieve with the box kick, looking to put this one straight out. doesn't quite make it, and Helena Rowland spots a bit of space. Or just closed on her as quickly as it formed. Numbers wide. Georgina Tasker clattered by Katana Howard in the midfield.
That has got to be a rib tickler.
Kath O'Donnell with her first bit of the ball, and Emma Wassell swallowed up.
Advantage penalty.
Lightning playing with penalty advantage. Charlie Jacobi finds a bit of space.
Step. Hold 22.
It's a little chip over the top. It's going to check up. Who's going to get that? Laura Perrin.
Nothing coming. We've got penalty advantage.
Sarah Hunter flying towards you. She's got to be a pretty intimidating side, but she manages to cover well.
I'm not sure if she thought she was a winger then. You know, she was going to couch that bobbling ball, one hand, score it in the corner for herself.
And Katana Howard feeling that hit. It's actually the tackle that she put in that she's still reeling from. But, you know, some aggressive players. We heard from Rachel Malcolm at half-time. You know, Sale are a really aggressive defensive unit, and it's really been on show today.
Yeah, I'd agree 100%. There's not a single one of those players that I would have want, you know, to come across or to line me up. Defensively, they've had some great stints, and I think that shows that this game could have been a lot higher scoring than 20-0.
Ready. Water off. It's a high tackle.
Yeah, Loughborough have had a couple of opportunities in the 22, a couple of scrums, a couple of line-outs that haven't, you know, quite gone, you know, their way. But still plenty of time for both sides to get scores on the board.
17 wide, high.
High tackle from Gwen Priest. And Helena Rowland sends this one deep, unable to find touch. Mari Grieve puts boot to ball, does find touch. It's a huge kick from her.
Yeah, that is just taken, I think, you know, the foot off their throat for a second, given the ability to have that, take a breather, walk up to this line out, reset, see what they can go from here.
So we see more subs for Loughborough Lightning.
Yeah, we've got time out.
Zadia Cabella comes off for Sarah Svoboda, and Frank Goldthorpe off for Emma Hardy.
As a league for a league replacement.
Well, if Sarah Svoboda's resume is anything to go for, you know, we've got 3 wingers on the pitch following her performance last week. I honestly thought she was going to score.
I did, so did I, and we were watching her top meters on her top speed on the iPad, and I thought, oh my God, she's creeping into the backs range here.
It's that little line break by Georgie Lingham. You just thought Helena might pop it off to her, but Helena's got wheels, no need.
Just had to finish it herself.
I asked her midweek, saw that she was number 21. I asked, is she coming on as a scrum half? She said, I'm not quite there yet, need to work on the pass.
Do you know what? I actually wouldn't put it past Reese if he's watching to put any of the forwards in the back line or any of the backs in the front line.
Oh, what a take by Sarah Hunter. Lightning getting this line out correct. Rachel Malcolm with the big carry back to the gain line. And Sarah Svoboda with her first carry. Makes good meters. Helen Nelson, little chip over the top. Checks well for Laura Perrin.
That was some great vision there, though.
But now Sale. Aisha Marzouk taking this one up. Now Duffy out to right. Turnover for Lightning. Rachel McLaughlin unable to keep her body weight, and Lightning now with another chance to put this ball into the 22. Oh, make sure of this one. Line drive from Helena Rowland. Forward's got a bit of a way to go to get to this line out. They seem to have grouped a bit deep.
I've seen this happen a lot as well in the men's Premiership. They have a little chat about 20 metres away from the line out.
Talk about hitting the ball from depth. I mean, it's a little too deep as Bryony Field sends this one in. Sarah Svoboda rises, takes this one. Emma Hardy making some meters. Jess Weaver with the offload to Sarah Hunter. stays on her feet. Now Lightning have numbers. Kath O'Donnell breaks a tackle. Up towards the line. The push back by Sale. Nelson out to Tasker. Gaffney's got space. Penalty advantage to Lightning. Jess Weaver, quick offloads from the forwards here.
New advantage from Lixing.
Rachel Malcolm now with the ball. You got Sarah Svoboda and Georgie Lingham, 2 wingers out wide. If this crossfield should come. Oh, big hit by Charlie Jacobi. Pushing that Sale defence back. Kath O'Donnell. Lightning quite happy to keep it in the hands of the forwards. There's now Jess Weaver out to Nelson. Switch with Helena Rowland. Oh, what a move! And Loughborough Lightning over for their 4th try of the day. There's the bonus point. What a little switch by Nelson and Helena Rowland, just using those silky, smooth bit of footwork.
Finish it under the post, classic sevens player really. But I mean, she's got to convert her own try, why not make it easier for herself?
Yeah. About 10 to go.
Ref just telling us that there's 10 minutes left, but what a move by Loughborough Lightning. Forwards doing all the hard work, pulling the Sale defenders in, and then a bit of a, you've got to think that's pre-planned between 10 and 12.
I don't know, sometimes they do just go off the cuff, the pair of them. They have such good chemistry on the field that you think maybe they just throw the ball without looking to each other.
Helena Rowland making sure of that conversion, and now Loughborough Lightning 27, Sale Sharks 0.
That was one hell of a team try though, well worked by everyone, and as Reese would probably call it, a tactical masterclass.
Just some good coaching, that. 100% of the credit.
Pardon?
What, while he's sat in his sofa at home?
8-9 now.
As long as he can wear shorts, he's fine.
Depends what colour. It's always a nice little colour of chino shorts.
At least they're smart shorts.
Oh, very true.
As Lizzie Duffy going to get us back underway. Low kick. Little touch by Emma Hardy. She's seen what Fran Goldthorpe did. Thought she'd have a go.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
Jess Weaver out deep to Nelson. Hoists the ball high. Covered well by Lauren Delaney. Just points Jess Kavanagh where she wants her. And now out the back for Sale. Laura Perrin with a little chip over the top.
Good. Hold, no.
Tess Helena Rowland.
Yeah.
Who will send it straight back. Lauren Delaney fumbles the ball but covers it again. And if Joe Marlowe were here, he'd be stood in the middle waiting for something to happen. But it is kick tennis. Helen Nelson now.
I'm not sure who hates the kick game more, the ref or the forwards.
Helena Rowland unable to hold on to this one, but she does get it backwards and now decides enough is enough. Straight into touch.
Number 6.
And now
good question. Captain.
Rachel Malcolm coming off for Iona Antwis.
Come here. White. Come on. On the line.
Now I think, considering where that kick tennis starts, Sale Sharks have probably won that one.
Yeah, I think, you know, they have gained the territory battle there. Just creeped into Loughborough's 22.
Advantage, not straight.
Lightning now getting the advantage from the line out. Weaver out to Antwis for her first carry.
Jess Weaver doing what Jess Weaver does best and just trying to speed up a game.
Sarah Hunter refusing to go down. Now Helen Nelson. Good pick up off the ground by Emma Wassell. Now Jess Weaver back to Helen Nelson. Sends it high for Rowland and Daphne to check, but Lauren Delaney can't hold on to this one. Fumbles it a bit, but manages to send Helena Rowland all over the shop as that ball goes backwards. Secured well by Sale. McLaughlin now looking to make some meters, but Sarah Hunter's onto that ball quickly.
Off feet first.
Illegally.
You're on the ground, not onto the ball.
Smiling as she walks away. I think she knew she was in trouble there, but thought, I'm going to try and get away with this.
She came close, but just so many laws, you've got to remember all of them. As Perrin clears this one into touch, just in front of the Lightning 10.
On the line, please.
6 minutes to go here. Still time for Sale to grab a score out of this game. Just looking at the Loughborough line, it looks like Helen Nelson's moved to 10 with Helen Rowland back at 15 and Emma Hardy in the centres. Sale cover this one well. Picks up cleanly off the line out. And now they've got space out wide. Laura Perrin tries to go around Georgina Tasker, can't quite manage it, and it's now Hardy out to Lingham. She's got a bit of space. Big tackle by the Sale defender. It's now Bryony Field acting 9. Kathleen O'Donnell with a big carry back to the gain line. Sarah Hunter offload to Sarah Svoboda. Just Weaver thinks about going herself, decides against it. Now Rowland with a little bit of space to run into. Offload to Field, who's big hit again by Sale, and they're just pushing Lightning back. Quite happy to let them run east-west. Again, Sale just pushing Lightning back at every collision.
Oh, great.
Up quick again, Laura Perrin.
Advantage penalty, not rolling.
But now, Lightning gonna get a bit of breathing room with this penalty advantage now.
Away.
Ball goes back.
Hold.
Rowland puts boot to ball. And Sale have space to run into.
Hold full. Good.
Ball's kicked for Jess Kavanagh. Gets a bounce. Helena Rowland goes left, goes right. But has players in support, able to secure this ball.
Advantage penalty high.
Field now.
Hold in front.
Nelson puts boot to ball. But they did have penalty advantage, so that ball's going to come back for Lightning, and Bryony Field feeling that one a little bit.
I think that was some great defensive hits though off the line from Sale, just quick off the mark, getting straight in your face, and I mean that just shows pure grit.
Yeah, Sale's defence really, speaking for itself this second half, and even in the first half, it's been incredibly hard for Lightning to get points on the board, and it's just because Sale's line speed has been next level.
Yeah, it's what they're notorious for at the moment as well, is having that quick off the mark. They like to put their TikToks up and their highlight reels, and I've seen those big smashes they've been uploading, but you just watch them and you see that it fuels them. Someone makes that big hit, someone else thinks I'm going to be the next person to make a big hit, and that's it. You add them fuel to the fire there.
Loughborough hoping that Bryony Field's okay, having used all their subs. Don't want to finish a game with 14. But since the refs had that word with both sides, discipline's been a lot better. We've seen a lot less penalties, in the danger areas.
Yeah, I think both teams have just kind of been keeping their hands out the ruck and been thinking, do you know what? Let's just leave this alone. Let's not put bodies in the ruck. Let's not risk it.
4 white, high tackle.
As that penalty comes against Molly Morrissey, but it's ball in the hand of Helena Rowland. Confident kick. And Loughborough look like they're well on their way to their second victory in a row and third victory in the league.
Loughborough.
Well, with 1 minute to go, Eloise Hayward, player of the game. Who have you got?
Oh, that's such a tough one. I think, Helena's been cutting her lines and causing issues. Lark obviously has scored a couple of tries this game. Emma Wazzle with her amazing run, but then you've also got Rachel Malcolm. But I think I'm going to have to give it to Helena Rowland.
Oh, congrats, Helena. But stolen at the line out by Sale. Ball going that wide now. Katana Howard with the clearance downfield. Helena Rowland covers well, puts the ball up. And now Georgie Lingham's got space. Ball going backwards from the Sale defender. Loughborough up quickly, trying to keep this clean sheet almost. So now ball goes back. Little dummy from Lizzie Duffy.
Away. Step.
Ball goes backwards. Laura Perrin with the clearance. And that'll go straight out. Full time here at Loughborough University. Final score, Loughborough Lightning 27, Sale Sharks 0. Loughborough, this has been their game from most of the first half. They dominated in the scrum and their backs put the game to rest in the second half. And he's had what a game from both sides.
Unreal. As a Lightning player at the moment as well, I can't stop smiling ear to ear. This is great, and it means a lot to the girls. Everyone saw our reaction after winning to Gloucester last weekend, but I think this week is another one, and that's just going to drive us forward with our momentum going into Bristol next week. Sale had a hard fought though. It was a great battle, and their defensive elements just really showed in this game, and it wasn't an easy win. 27-0 isn't a huge scoring game, and I think that was some hard fought tries, some real well worked set piece.
Yeah, tries from Emma Wassell, Lark Davies and Helena Rowland proving to be the distance, as well as the boot of Helena Rowland. But just a dominant performance in that second half. We thought, having it been so close in the first half, that it maybe would also be close in the second half, but Lightning just, as soon as they got their foot on the accelerator, head down, they had a job to do, they got it done.
Yeah, I think my prediction of our stick it up your jumper and just keep hold of ball and try and keep that scoreline where it is was completely wrong. Our girls proved me wrong there and said, you know what, we're going to go take a few more tries and we're going to have a few dinks, a few kicks and a lot of Lightning runs.
Yeah, well, they had a little bit of freedom to play, a couple of discipline issues maybe for Sale Sharks, just allowing the Lightning team to play with that freedom. But we did see a lot more flowing rugby and a lot of sort of attacking chances.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think, with the discipline improving in the second half from both sides, that it just kind of allowed the game to just go ahead and flow. There wasn't a lot of stop-start, like you said. There wasn't a lot of scrummaging as such, and it wasn't as much of a territory game. It was more of a let's get ball in hand and let's try and find the gaps.
But I think it's certainly worth noting the score could have been a lot higher. Sale Sharks' defence was phenomenal. Vicky Owen leaving the way with maybe 50 tackles, not an exaggeration. She was all over the pitch.
Yeah, I'd say, like I just said earlier, I think it was amazing, their speed off the line and their grit and their ability to just go forward and make hits and absolutely dominating hits, so they weren't just soaking up the tackles. And it was just fueling the fire. It was making players kind of go, right, you've just made a great hit, I'm going to make an even bigger hit.
Well, it is full time here at Loughborough University. Lightning get their third win in the league and second on the bounce. Big game next week for them against Bristol Bears, who have just beaten Worcester Warriors 14-12, coming back from 12-7 down. But I mean, Bristol has been what a team in the league this year.
Yeah, absolute dynamite. I think they are contenders for that top spot. I think they are really fighting to get into that Prem top four, trying to fight for a Premiership semis. They've been really good under Dave Ward's work. Not even just in the forwards like they used to be, real dominant in the pack, but they've got that electric back line now. Their halfbacks, for example, you've got Leanne Riley and Kira Bevan, both dynamic nines, and both nines that you don't really want to come across because they will buy the penalties. yeah, they've just been an electric side, and they've showed that even though they've got a dominant back line, their forwards can do it in the sense of Sarah Burton can make those runs and throw those over the top balls.
Yeah, well, Eloise Hayward, thank you so much for joining us. It's been great to have you with us, but we'll now pass back down to Ellie on touchline. But just before that, we've got a video from the RFU.
Match day at Twickenham, and the players are really looking to build some momentum.
It's been a little bit stop-start for my liking, Gareth, but let's see how we go.
A powerful advance here from the fly half.
Oh, a big tackle there. Those arms are a bit high.
We're seeing some lovely handling from both sides. Strong delivery out to the wing. He has some space. Oh, no, that's a silly penalty.
And the ref has caught it and stopped play.
It's just a shame. He's too experienced to be letting down his side with a mistake like that.
Well, let's see what referee Wayne Barnes has to say to him.
Windows got to be kept open in these enclosed spaces to keep the air flowing. Let's keep the game going, shall we?
Yep, sorry.
Time on.
And we're off again. It's sometimes hard to remember what these infractions are, so it's good to recap at this point.
Yeah, we know that fresh air disperses COVID-19 particles, so open your windows a little.
Yes, or even for just a few minutes at a time throughout the day. Keep using rapid lateral flow tests before going to higher risk events, and get a PCR test if you have symptoms.
It's really important to get vaccinated as soon as possible and book your booster when you're eligible. And finally, consider wearing a face covering in busy enclosed spaces.
Speaking of which, it looks like our man's about to give away another penalty. Excellent play there.
Play on.
I think he's got a great season ahead.
And there we have it. Both teams have played absolutely incredibly well today. But Loughborough Lightning have taken the win today with a score of 27-0. Not only have they taken the win, but this is their first win at home this season. Let's see how today's score has affected the league table.
Yeah, it's big. Obviously, we've seen results from elsewhere. Exeter losing to Gloucester Hartbury 10-8, which is really going to shake it up a little bit. But you know, Loughborough with the bonus point win, full 5 points at home is what you love to see. They're going to jump up. Exeter maybe slipping a little bit, but Bristol coming back against Worcester. Excellent second half from them.
Amazing. Now, let's take a look at the highlights of that second half.
The momentum going into the first half, 10-0 up, but as you know, Eloise and I were saying, they really sort of put the pedal to the metal per se, and just continued that dominance. We saw the forwards step it up, we saw the back step it up. It was an all-round team performance.
Oh, it's really good rugby here from both teams. And it's incredible to see all the team spirit being back, and a lot of them being back now from various exotic places.
Yeah, we saw, like as we were saying, a couple of players back from those Dubai Sevens tournaments, and we see a lot of players, do 15s, do league, do sevens, and it just helps the league as a whole. It brings such playmakers, like we saw Lisa Thompson and Helena Rowland. They just, totally changed the game for both sides. But it's definitely worth noting, obviously we've had all this good attacking play from Loughborough Lightning. Sale Sharks had their moments in attack, and they really shone just a couple of handling errors that they couldn't quite make the most of. But their defence was something else. Like they had the sort of fitness to go every single minute of the 80, and they were up so quickly so often that they really could have been a lot more. But credit to them for being so well drilled in defence.
As we mentioned earlier, there was a lot of kick tennis which continued into the second half.